Today, as a non-Catholic, I saw Cabrini. It's not the type of movie I would normally watch, but let me explain how I got here. So going into Cabrini, I had exactly 1% knowledge of this movie and less than that of who Saint Cabrini / Mother Cabrini actually was. A few months ago, they put the poster up at the movie theaters, and when I saw it, it kind of looked like The Handmaid's Tale. And then I saw that it said coming on International Women's Day, and I was a little concerned, so I was like, okay, I need to go see what exactly this is. I did Google, but the only thing I could find is that, she was an Italian nun and that she helped orphans in New York. I was like, okay, I'm going to go into this mostly blind and we're going to see what happens. Well, that's exactly what happens. She was an Italian nun. She opened orphanages in Lombardy. And then, she wanted to open orphanages and hospitals and things over in the East. So over in China, all the way into Afghanistan and places like that. But the Pope asked her to go to New York because there's this place called 5 Points where a lot of first-generation Italian immigrants live, but it's like the slums. It is the gutter. And kids are dying in the streets left and right. So she and her ward, I think, they go in and they open an orphanage, and then they're quickly outgrowing it until they have this great big huge estate near the Hudson. And that's where she's buried now. But in between that, she's getting a whole lot of kickback from a bunch of archdioceses, and then there's a bishop, I think, and there's some guy, I guess he's the deputy mayor. A whole bunch of people telling her no, and that she's not allowed to solicit money from New Yorkers or / Americans, that she can only solicit money from the Italian immigrants. And there's a whole lot that goes with that. But her belief was start the mission and the funding will come. And that's what they did. I didn't think it was the world's worst movie. I don't think it's going to win any awards, and it's 2.5 hours long. But if you like biopics, go for it. But also, fair warning, 87% of this movie is in sheer Italian, so you gotta read a lot. Now, I do have a little bit of beef with this movie, but I'll explain why. So at the end, it said, pay it forward, like Mother Cabrini would want you to, because she was all about helping the poor. And they show one of those scan codes so that you can buy a ticket for somebody who can't afford it. And in the spirit of Cabrini, I get it. But also, I can't say, oh, that's really sweet on that one when I refused to see The Sound of Freedom for doing the exact same thing. Because if y'all remember, The Sound of Freedom had churches buying up entire theaters worth of tickets, and it was boosting their numbers, and I refused to see it because I think that's cheating. A good movie will speak for itself. So anyways, 7 out of 10? 6 out of 10. Definitely 6 out of 10. This has to be your niche. If this is not your niche, you're not gonna like it. Only semi-related, guess what I snuck into the theater today? I tried Tim Tams. And Bert's lightly salted. It says here on the bottom, British potato chips, which I think is hilarious because they call them crisps. Okay, bye. This whole movie was over opera, so I'm not gonna sing. The Phantom of the Opera is there. There you go.